Okay, let's see what we got. If anyone is here yet, which I actually don't know, if anyone is here watching the stream, we're going to get underway soon. I'm just finishing up a few things. And I was thinking probably start around 8 or when it feels like the most amount of people that are going to be here here watching the stream. We're going to get underway soon. I'm just finishing up a few things. Just bear with me. I'm making sure everything's working. It's a lot easier to test things with a game stream because you sort of have everything all set up beforehand. This, I have to make sure that everything is working before I do anything. But we will be getting underway soon. Definitely at some point. I just have to make sure that everything is working properly. Got to make sure I have everything that I'm going to need, and we will take it from there. Just making sure that all of the notifications went out on social media. Oh, I definitely expect it to be good, given what I've heard about it, and I've tried very hard not to know too much about it. The most I know is stuff that I got from the poster and vague recollections of what I remember from seeing commercials and from the review of it by the critic who shall not be named, out of respect to the vastly more talented people that he treated poorly over the years. But he did a whole video on it, and I don't remember anything about this movie, so I guess that kind of tells you what the deal is. Okay, yeah. Just gotta move a few things so I got room to maneuver. I guess just while we're waiting to see if we're gonna get a good selection of people to watch how it's going, I'll just I'll riff for a bit. I wish I had a video to show, but I don't have anything that I think would be relevant necessarily. But yeah, so I started rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender because my friend wanted to watch it together. He had seen it all the way through when it was on. I went in and out with it a lot. I remember a lot of things. I don't remember a lot of other things, but I do remember a lot. And we were watching it, and then he pretty much blew through it in a week, and then I was trying to do 2 episodes a day. I like to savor my TV. I'm like the opposite of the binge watch model. I always prefer to watch things. I like to savor things. Oh, that's... Yeah, no, that's not a fun... Yeah, I mean, back when it came out, obviously, I think I liked the video. But again, I don't remember anything, so... Yeah, no, the most I remember from the Nostalgia Critics video, and I named it, I'm bad at not naming things. The most I remember is there was a song in it, and it was just a very catchy song. So I remember that, and that was about it. But yeah, so I was watching it, and then I was like, the movie's on Netflix. That could be really fun. So I decided, what the hell, I'll watch it. And, I've never met an opportunity that I can't, not monetize, because I'm not allowed to do that anymore, but I've never met an opportunity that I can't turn into a video, because I have to justify every action that I do in life with a video. It's just sort of how I do things. But this is definitely going to be fun. I'm gonna be drinking, so hopefully it won't be too painful. Let's see. Let me Let me get the video going. Just make sure that's all working. Gotta have like 4 windows open and a dual monitor, so I don't know where everything is. Here we are. What's that? There we go. Here I am. So not everyone's here, but I'll consistently repeat it. I'm modeling this after a video I saw where they did a director's commentary for Star Trek First Contact, where they had 3 guys and Jonathan Frakes, 2 guys and Jonathan Frakes, talking over the movie, and what they did was they didn't play the movie because you're not allowed to do that on YouTube. They took the movie. Oh yeah, don't imagine the movie is good. No, good. It's not. I imagine it's not a good, good heartfelt, sick movie. But yeah. So where was I? Right. So I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Well, that is the good thing about having a stream. But yeah, so where was I? That I do and add 3 guys and Jonathan. Yes, I was explaining what the deal with the stream is going to be, which is very convenient that I can just go back and remind myself what I was talking about. So yeah, basically how it's going to go is if you want to watch along with me, which you're more than welcome to do, I can't play the movie because YouTube has rules about that sort of thing. So basically, I'll just, when I'm ready to go, I will click it. I will press play. I will tell you when I'm doing it, and everyone presses play at the same time, and we're all on the same page. In regards to the movie, it'll probably be something. It'll probably be something like. Blanking again. Never had to riff for this long. It'll probably be around 8 when I'm planning on starting it, just to see if we're going to get people, because I noticed the numbers fluctuated during the last stream, and I just kind of went right into it. Because I didn't really care if anyone was watching that one, because you could hop in anytime playing a video game and enjoy it. With a movie, you kind of need context. I don't even know how this is really going to work, but it seemed to work for that commentary, and being a first viewing should be good. I've got... got my libations, which is a very unintentionally strong rum and coke. I think I put a little too much rum. But then again, it will hopefully soothe the pain of having to watch this movie. Yeah, so let me just check again through Windows, check the social media, see how we're doing there. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm not great at the whole riffing thing. Is there a way to put something on? Maybe there's a way to put something. Favorite episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. That is... It's a tough one because the show is just so utterly delightful that there's a lot of things in individual episodes. I mean, if I'm gonna pick... I mean, I could very well just pick the basic one, which is, Ember Island Players, which is phenomenal. But if I had to pick an episode... I don't remember the title of the episode because I don't remember titles. But if I had to pick a favorite, it would be the one where they gave the backstory for Sozin and Avatar Roku. Because that was something I did not know. I knew how the series ended. I knew stuff that happened in the show. I did not know that they were going to reveal what they revealed. And I'm assuming if anyone is going to be watching this that they will have seen the show, so I won't withhold the spoiler that Zuko is the grandson of both Avatar Roku and Fire Lord Sozin, which is why he's so conflicted and whatever, and that Aang and Zuko were like, I don't know, star-crossed friends, and it just blew me away, completely blew me away. And I thought it was a very good episode. I shouldn't be drinking this early, but should be a little bit into it when we get into the movie. So for anyone just joining us, I'm going to be starting the movie around 8 o'clock, or whenever I feel like enough people are in the Avatar and the Fire Lord. That was... You'd think I would remember that, given that it was exactly, like, they named their episodes very specifically for what the plot of the episode was. You'd think I'd be better, like, yeah. I think I'd be better at remembering it. But yeah, no, that one is a good one. Ember Island Players is a great one. But yeah, so we'll be starting around 8, or when I feel like enough people are here, because I don't want to start the movie and then have everyone show up. Not that I expect that many people, because I'm not like one of the major people. You will need more than a couple of drinks for this movie. Well, I hope this, and for anyone who, just so I'll explain the setup, I have a dual monitor. I have my computer with the webcam here, the movie will be here, chat and my stream output is over there. So if I look to the right while I'm reading, it's because that's where the movie is. And totally not sponsored, but I figured I would mention it because I don't want to be stuck to the computer with headphones. I am using these Raycon earbuds that I just bought. I am not sponsored by them, but I would love to be because I love them. They are phenomenal, and you can't even tell that I'm wearing them, which, they're small and whatever. And they're fantastic. And that's interesting. I have the movie open on Netflix, so I can see the cast list. I did not know Dev Patel was in this movie, so we have Ramanujan. We have Ramanujan. I assume that he's probably going to be Zuko, which is very interesting. I loved Dev Patel in The Man Who Knew Infinity when he played Ramanujan. That was a fantastic movie, so I'm very excited. Do I think he's going to be good in this movie? Probably not, because it's this movie, but, who knows. And I'm not pre-gaming because I'm trying to be as drunk as possible before I start. I made it way too strong. I'm trying to get space in the cup so I can weaken it. Because otherwise that's going to be a bitch to finish. I'm one of those people who doesn't really like the taste of alcohol. That's why I put it in things. I've got it in this very nice thermos freeze cup that I think is my grandfather's. Which makes sense for what we're doing. Like I said, going to start around 8. If you have the movie available to you, it's on Netflix. So I know a lot of people have Netflix, and I'm sure it's on illegal streaming sites if you look hard enough. Enjoying the show only makes the film that much harder to sit through. Thank you for the luck, Spaceman. I have a pretty strong tolerance when it comes to shitty movies about things that I enjoy, because I'm a Star Trek fan, and every other movie sucks. So, except with the 2009 movies, because it was mediocre, sucked, and then really good, and then we're never going to get another one, and that's disappointing. Even though they keep saying, like, oh yeah, we'll do another movie, I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm not getting my hopes up. Even though I think they finally hit their stride. So, so if you have the movie available to you, when I start the movie, I will let everyone know. It's just have to adjust these. It's sort of a modification of how I do like commentary videos, because what I'll do to sync the video and audio is I'll say in the audio I'm going to start recording now, and that's basically how I'm going to do this. I'll tell everyone we're going to start. If you got the movie up, and you don't necessarily need the movie up, and I think it'll make it a little more fun for context, though I understand if you don't want to sit through this movie twice. And if you're watching this in the stream, in the streaming DVR or whatever, when I release it properly, probably tomorrow morning, whenever it exports or whatever. Right, many movies I'm vicious and unforgiving to, and positive and innocent to a fault. Yeah. You know, there are some movies. I have a high tolerance for bullshit. I genuinely like some bad movies, but I like the same friend who told me to watch Avatar told me, didn't tell me. I know he's a fan of the Mummy movies, so I watched the first one the other day, and I loved it. And then I asked, everyone was telling me the sequel was bad, and I asked that friend, and he was like, they're bad, but they're fun bad. And fun bad is sort of what I'm going for. So I don't think this will be fun bad, but it could be. So we're 10 minutes until I'm going to start the movie. Again, just giving a little time for everything, just to be thorough. You know, the good thing is I know what my following is, so I'm not expecting a lot of people, but I was very surprised the last time, so I want to give it a little time. And also, again, to make sure things work, which they seem to be working. Around this time last time, I got like a weird error message, so that was sort of why I wanted to see if it would happen again, but I think it was the game footage. Just making sure microphone is working, camera is working, double monitor is working. I can see the chat. I can see this. Got that going. Okay. Good. Very good. Okay. So, what I love about this is on Netflix, it tells me the movie is a 97% match, which means that it's probably just recognizing that I watch a lot of stuff made for children, and I watch a lot of, like, movie adaptations. But the fact that it says, least favorite episode of Avatar. See, everyone says Great Divide. I actually thought that episode was funny. I know everyone hates the ending where it's like, oh, I lied to them, and like, in fairness, it was a bad episode, but it made me laugh. Least favorite episode of Avatar. That is a tough one. I don't know if I can answer that question, honestly. I can't think of any episode that I didn't like. No, I guess it would be The Great Divide if I had, like, gun to my head to pick an episode, because they were all very delightful, very limited filler in terms of, like, if you ask me my least favorite episode of, like, I'm trying to think of other children's cartoons. I don't know. If you ask me my least favorite episode of Kappa Mikey, I could probably figure that out. It's the only... I just picked a random Nicktoon off the top of my head. I was thinking about it. Yeah, no, Iron Man 2 I'm very fair to. I didn't enjoy it when I first watched it, but the rewatch, it was a lot better than I thought it was, and I don't know why I didn't like it. The only thing I can think is that I might have had like a stomach ache that week, and I just associated that with the movie. Oh, God. They really mixed this wrong. But on the plus side, it should make things more fun faster. As alcohol tends to do. Okay. Hashtag not sponsored by Coca-Cola. Okay, there we go. Now it's good. So yeah, I don't have a least favorite episode. The Great Divide is, I guess, my least favorite. And I say that's a tough one. I didn't even think about like a least favorite. But yeah, so in case we got anyone new here, I don't know if we do, but in the event we have new people here, we're starting the movie at 8. I'll tell you when I'm gonna hit play, and actually I should set that up. I'm going to have it set up. Ooh, desktop audio is running. That will probably get me shit canned. Wait, someone very important is missing. Is it Sokka's instincts? Because we need Sokka's instincts. Where's Momo? That was a great bit. That I loved, because that was legitimately, that was my thought. I mean, I knew where Momo was, but that would have been my thought. Okay. I'm gonna do a check. I think. Okay, let's go. Yeah, no, The Great Divide. I did not hate The Great Divide as much as everyone else did. Actually, the reviewer who shall not be named did a video on his least favorite episodes of Avatar, and I disagree. I think all of those episodes were fantastic, including, I mean, not The Great Divide. I think it's a good episode. I enjoyed it. I'd just say it's least favorite in terms of I love every other episode, but okay, so if anyone's going to queue it up, I'm paused right after the Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon logo fades out, and there's still like the fire detailing on the back of the screen. Like, that's approximately where I am. If you're planning on watching it with me, again, it's on Netflix, and I'm sure many other places. And I'm looking over at myself because I'm so used to doing that, because I'm not a streamer. I'm a video reviewer. Hence, I look at myself in the camera, and I don't tend to have a live video of myself looking at me the whole time, because I tend to stare at it if I'm just talking to just watch. So yeah, so we're 4 minutes away from starting the movie. It's an hour and 44 minutes long, which is great because I have watched a lot of 2-hour movies recently. Like, The Mummy was 2 hours, but that was a fun 2 hours. But there are a lot of 2-hour movies. I've watched a lot of 2-hour movies. I'm looking for something short and sweet, and well, not enjoyable, but what are we gonna do? We have The Last Airbender to watch. So again, apologies for anyone who might have thought that they were going to get to watch the movie like on the stream. Again, that is illegal. I can't do that. The stream would get taken down, and I don't want the stream to get taken down. I want people to be able to see it. So that is what we are doing. Just checking through Twitter and Tumblr and all the social medias, make sure the stuff went out. Check that one. And I'm sure this will be a very fun experience for all of us. And hopefully, the movie will only be mostly bad. Yeah, you know what? I don't usually do this. Share. Okay. There we go. 3 minutes away. Like I said earlier, I'm not very good at riffing. Riffing is in, stalling with my voice. I'm very good at the type of riffing that I hope to do during this movie, making jokes about it. I do that during every other movie, so hopefully it'll happen this time. Oh, place my upside down and freezing. That might explain why it's not working. I might have stored that wrong. Oh well. Okay. And we'll see where this goes. Just making sure I have everything I need. It's the first time I'm doing this, so I'm a little, not nervous, but you know, so this is sort of like a special occasion. I've chosen a very specific day for this. It just happens to be the day I have the room to myself, but it also happens to be the day before my birthday. So this is a great birthday present. Is going into my 24th year with a hangover, which I'm looking forward to. And this is a fun way to ring it in. Really, I mean, technically, if you're going by specific dates, I was born like late at night, so technically it's another 24 hours. But to life look I am. Okay, 7:59. In case anyone new has joined us, we're starting the movie at around 8. Whenever I decide to do it, I will be. Thank you. Yes, well, it was I'm sure it would have been a happy day if I wasn't doing this, but now this is going to be fun. I joke, but I think this is going to be a very fun experience. It's why I did it as a stream. So we're going to be starting the movie in just a few moments. If in case anyone's new, the way that this is going to go is I'm going to press play, and if you have the movie accessible to you, which you should, it's on Netflix, and you can find it if you really look for it, and we press play at the same time, you watch it and listen to my commentary, or, you know, side by side them, which is what I probably would do if I was watching it, and we'll see how it goes. So, I think 8 o'clock is long enough to wait. We waited a half hour, and if anyone comes in, I wanted to have a timestamp to tell people, but I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. So, there we go. Okay, if you're watching along, I'm going to be starting the movie in 5, 4, 3. Again, it's right after the Paramount and Nickelodeon, the text together, where it's like the fancy text. In 5, 4, 3, 2, now. The Last Airbender. I mean, it's a good logo, so at least it has a good logo. Some movies don't have good logos. That waterbending is not impressive. That's not a good start. Yeah, earthbending is okay. Firebend again. Not the firebending isn't impressive. I'm not impressed. I mean, the airbending is good too, I guess. I hope. Oh god, that's Katara. I guess I'm just so used to the TV show. I guess Did they just say Avatar? Oh god. They said Avatar. I knew the pronunciations were weird in this movie. That's stupid. Although I guess it does distinguish it from Avatar, the Disney movie. Yeah, I like the opening from the show better. Ooh, book 1. They thought they were getting a book 2, weren't they? That's funny. Again, just the water bending. I don't know. There's something about it. I'm not impressed by the water bending. I really am not. Oh, good. The people living in the north who were supposed to be based on, I assume, the Inuit, based on the way they dress, are white. That's great. God, the actor who they got to play Sokka is like Hayden Christensen. Like, Sokka was like a big personality. Like they got the guy who does like they got like the gritty protagonist and not the plucky comic relief. Okay. So this is... Oh, that's got to be a green screen, because that doesn't look convincing. And if it is real, then apparently my eyes need to be checked. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure Sokka was a good hunter. But I don't remember. I don't remember how much he hunted in the show. There's the boomerang, the real hero avatar. Yeah, it's a cave-in because you bashed it in, you more... The reason you drill is because the force goes in... You bang it, you're just not get... God. Okay. Oh, God. I definitely need that. This is a stupid way to find Aang. I was a little more convinced in the show of, like, the just kind of finding him when they, like, wandered, like, off in the boat. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh. Appa has looked better. I think he looked better after he got kidnapped by the Sand People. Or the Tusken Raiders. You know, if Aang's wearing a coat, that makes it seem like he intended to come here, because why else would you be wearing a coat in the Arctic? Not a fan of the way the tattoo looks. I know it wasn't going to be a 1-1 recreation, but... Oh god, this guy is the worst Sokka ever. That guy in the Ember Island Players with the crap jokes is better than him. Ooh. Yeah, not a fan of the tattoo. I don't like that it's writing. Oh, this acting is not very good for anyone, is it? Mm. Ahsoka. Dev Patel's not bad. Scar's on the wrong side, though. Bring you the elderly. They don't even call her Graham Graham. That's the biggest misstep of the movie so far. Already don't like Aang. Yeah, I don't... They're not explaining goddamn anything in this movie. Like, he didn't mention his quest for the Avatar before he got there, so we don't know why he wants this why he is floating around. We don't know why he's got the kid. Aang... God. Yeah, I feel like just talking about this from like a filmmaking perspective, you're right. Knowing what happens doesn't, but from a screenwriting perspective, this is not enough ordinary world for us to know before you go into the quest. It really isn't, and like I'm the first one to say break the rules, but come on. That better... I don't know who that guy... Oh, that's right. Why is that Iroh? I'm not gonna lie, though, Okay, that makes sense. That they would have... I'm assuming this is going to be like the Dalai Lama toy thing. Oh, good. We get a mention of Hama. This is just very clunky exposition. Yes, perhaps some spirits are fish. Oh god, this is the... This first of all makes no sense knowing what the established stuff was in the show, and it's also just stupid. What, are they gonna check what he can bend? Bend this rock. Bend it! Bend the candle! So what, they just like put it in front of them and say, bend this, like, just assuming he'll do it? I mean, I know that Iroh is not, like, interested in, like, he doesn't believe that the Avatar is actually coming back. Or what, it just reacts to his presence? Like, Aang shouldn't know how to do any of this. So if he's doing it, it should be... Huh. So I guess the movie is just making the Fire Nation look like bigger morons than usual. I mean, I'll grant you the whole test thing is a little more... makes it a little more sense on, like, Zuko just being like, oh no, he's the Avatar, I know he is. Without any proof, but... it's damn stupid. Oh, nephew. Do not chase him, you cannot fly as he can. Come and play Pai Show. Feel like they should tell him it's been 100 years. Okay. See, like, that makes sense to me. Like, oh, I know why their destinies are tied, but, like... Yeah, they really should have told him that it's been 100 years. Okay, I know you were narrating it, but you probably should have done the tell you as Momo. Oh, Momo looks oh my God, it's Oh. Okay, you know what? I don't like Appa in this, but I love Momo. Looks like Zabu from Zabumafru. Ooh. I don't know, I think this was a little bit more powerful when he found Gyatso's body. Like, this is just like a mass. Well, I mean, I guess that's Gyatso. I just think things are happening way too fast. Like, how far are we into this? Are we 20 minutes in? We're 20 minutes in, we barely know anything, and just this Katara, stay away from the sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating. It gets everywhere. Oh, God. I mean, I'll give it. It's kind of interesting, like the cinematography, but God, I just don't. There's something about it that just feels inherently wrong to me. Like, there's something about it that I just can't. I don't know, I just can't. Oh, that's Roku's dragon. And that only makes sense. See, this whole thing, this only makes sense if they're already friends, which they're not. They barely know each other. Like, they had like 2 episodes in the show, and they had the first episode, they became friends. The movie is not earning its payoffs. It's really not earning the payoffs. Like, this stuff was amazing in the show. It just doesn't work in the movie because we don't have the background that we had. This General Zhao. Oh, they're adapting everything, aren't they? Yeah, I want to know about like the one like the bender. And this is another bit of clunky exposition, like all this, like where it's like Yeah, like, this was all... I don't know, it just made a lot more sense in the show. It was like, this is very clunky. No, this is just not... No, I don't like it. There's me and my sister. She's crazy. There's my dad. He's crazy. My mom, who's missing and presumed dead, and wasn't crazy. I feel like there's a better way to get that backstory out than just saying it out loud. Like, even having Iroh tell the story would have been a little more interesting. It's the most consistent character they've got, is Iroh drinking tea during training. As you know, nephew, tea is important. All my people are dead. The Avatar. Yeah. I don't like it. Oh. Avatar Ong? No, I'm the Avatar Aang. Get the pronunciation right. Who the hell is this? Is that Toph? Is that Smellerby? Who the hell is it? Why are there people? Oh, is this Haru? You can teach Ong! Oh my god, the lemur is earthbending! It's the girl, you idiot! Yeah, comic relief only works if the comic relief character is funny. Just so you know, in case you're making a movie, because they didn't know this. I love that we're completely bastardizing the Haru episode, which is one of the ones that I actually remember pretty well from the original show. Or not? This is the prison? They keep them imprisoned in dirt. Oh, they keep talking about their machines. You're imprisoned in dirt. In dirt! That you can bend. At least the show. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I agree with Ong. I actually agree with him. This is stupid. This is so dumb. The metal ship made sense. You're in a metal ship. I get it. You can't bend. Nobody could bend metal until Toph did it. Well, the Avatar doesn't... I'm the Avatar. And this is my lemur who can earthbend. Can we just make Momo the main character of the movie? get that close to a soldier to shove them. God, the fire... This is so stupid. Oh, God. What the hell? What the hell is this scene? Oh yeah, we're just gonna stand up now as opposed to every other time because we just discovered that we can actually bend the earth around us. You had the set for the Fire Nation ship. You know, I would understand if they you're limited in sets. You know, I get that. But you have the Fire Nation ship. Use the... Why would you change the plot? Because it doesn't make sense why they wouldn't rise up. Because this is their domain. Like, I made a comment when I was watching the show about putting Toph and Katara in that wooden cage in a Fire Nation city. Like, why would you have a wooden cage in a Fire Nation city? But it was made for them. It was made for them. So it makes sense. This is... You put them in Earth! You dense morons. Oh my God. This is the stupidest movie I have ever seen. You don't need tools! Like, they have the scrolls and whatever, but like, you can just teach... Oh my God. I don't think 3 is going to be enough. I think I'm going to need to make another one. Oh, that's it, yeah. Earthbenders in this universe can only bend a pound of rocks, yeah. You know what? I bet they're playing the D&D campaign. They're the Lacers, and you can only use 2 spells a day. So... Oh, and the Kyoshi Warriors. So, where's Suki? Where's Suki? I don't know how to bend anything else. I was scared. I threw a rock at him. It was a big rock. No, you don't. No, you... What? Okay, that is contrived as shit. The only reason they went in that order was because convenience. You teach... They did waterbending because Katara could waterbend. This is the stupidest movie. This is so dumb. Is this gonna be... No! Oh, God. First of all, bullshit that one kid can take out this many soldiers. Why is Katara hanging up the wanted posters? There is still 3/4 of a movie left. I'm Lee, and this is my Uncle Mushi. We're looking for tea. You know, I respect filmmakers, but this is so dumb. But in the show, he wasn't. That was the whole episode. Katara got jealous. Ahsoka. No, them being followed is like a season 2 plot. I think that was right after they got tough. We're skipping ahead. Oh, God. Wait, the Great Library that was in the desert? This is Ozai? Oh, God, this... Like, okay, at least he is a person of color because everyone else in this movie is friggin' white. But, God, you gotta get a charismatic villain. You gotta have a charismatic guy. Like, you have Mark Hamill. He's the Joker, for God's sake. You gotta... I don't know an actor who I would pick, but there's gotta be a more charismatic actor than this jackass. Or, I say jackass, that's rude. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure he's a fine actor in his own right, but he's not good in this. Is this Kyoshi Island? Guess what? I know they're not in it. I want to see Suki. I want to see Toph. I mean, I'm assuming we get Yue because they're going to the Northern Water tribe. I could open a tea shop. Wingman Iroh. I think Iroh would be a good wingman. He seems to be in tune with people. Is your name Lee? It's a very common Fire Nation name. I feel like changing it to friends, that like Agne Kai. But I feel like making it his friends undercuts everything. Because the idea was that Zuko was concerned about the senseless sacrifice, not his own personal feelings. Is that Azula? Yeah, there are a million Lees in the Fire Nation. And then I will kill that kid for making fun of me. Oh, God. You know, I know they need to have conflict. I get it. I get that they need conflict. But, I don't know about having... So he's in the spirit world in the avatar state. Okay. Oh god, I'm really not enjoying this. The movie, the drink is great. This is the best part of the movie for me. So yeah, not a fan of the tattoos. The waterbending effects are, yeah. I don't know. It's not. I don't buy it. I will say it is very bold of M. Night Shyamalan to do these silent flashbacks. I think it's very interesting. I enjoy it as from a filmmaking standpoint, but I think it's stupid. I think the movie overall is stupid. See, this is why it was better back when they had like a base camp, because otherwise, like you take Appa, you're just stuck. You have no way to get anywhere. Is this the guru? Jumping ahead a little, but okay. Anything that will get this movie over with faster. Are they going to drag poor Roku into all this? My name is Aang the Avatar. Oh, sorry, Aang the Avatar. I'm Aang of the South Ogdenville Aangs. Well, I think Roku was replaced by that dragon he keeps seeing in the spirit world. Well, at least they didn't drag poor Roku into this whole mess. So being the Avatar is a lot like being a Jedi. You know, it's a shock that Aang didn't turn that evil like Darth Vader. Although then again, Hayden Christensen duties in this movie are taken over by Sokka instead of being plucky comic relief who's actually useful. Oh my god. He's not the guru. Well, that is just rude. That's just rude. Betraying the Avatar. So this is supposed to be, I guess, the Blue Spirit episode, I'm assuming. Because nothing in this movie seems like original. They're going to return the materials late and generate late fees. And they're not going to pay them off until whatever it's called when they forgiveness. There's a word for it, and I can't remember. It's been a while since I've worked in the library. Ooh. Yeah, Sokka hasn't done jack shit other than, we should help people, I guess. But other than that, he hasn't done much of anything. He's barely used the boomerang. And, like, Momo's there, but Momo isn't doing anything. Like, he's not, like, a valued team member like he is. If only they were, because your soldiers are pussies, and all it took was airbending to defeat them. The fact that your soldiers managed to be beaten by an airbender and he didn't even need water or earthbending or whatever. Oh, good, the blue spirit's here for some goddamn reason. I know this is the episode, but why? Why is the blue spirit here? Life imprisonment. That's funny. No, there's a word for it, and I'm blanking on it because I am definitely feeling the effects of the drink, which is making the movie a lot more fun. The last sip of that was like 80% rum. Gonna have some just straight soda to bring me back to normal capacity. That's good. I'm a kabuki. I'm here to perform a show. Come with me if you want to live. Oh god, Avatar would be so much. This movie was so much better if you had the Terminator in it. Oh my god. They're saying the rum's gone. The rum is not gone. I'm just choosing not to put it in because I want to retain some cognitive function. Because I think I'll need it to shut the stream off. I don't think I could manage that if I black out. And we're given, like, no, like, in the show, the blue spirit made sense because, like, Zuko wanted to capture the Avatar himself and whatever. But, like, there was a lot more of a rivalry between the two of them. Just these right now. Oh, good friggin' job, these guys. First, they capture the Earthbenders in the dirt, and then they capture the Airbender in the Air Temple with all the Air Temple things that he can use to defeat them. So, evidently, the Fire Nation believes in the, It's an A word. The library thing, it's an A word. I don't know what it is. It's when they do, like, forgiveness of late fees. They've done it a couple times at my library. But, like, God, but the Fire Nation in this movie takes the Star Trek evil equals stupid thing to a whole new level. Because they're just abject morons. Actually, you know, let me look that up. Library fee. Amnesty. Amnesty. It's amnesty. That's the word. That's the word I was thinking of. That is the forgiveness word. Okay, you know, I'll give it. This battle's actually pretty impressive. I will give it to this battle. It is decently impressive, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it. But that could just be the rum talking. Not unless we kill him in the Avatar state. Is this the moment in the movie to remind it? Yeah, Casey, that is absolutely the moment to remind people that the stupidest people imaginable took over the world. Which I guess explains why there are Nazis now. why we have, because in fairness, the stupidest person in America is controlling America. So, that's where we're at in the world. Do you think in another life we could have been friends? That was a very miraculous era. Oh my god, it's Prince Zuko, which I wouldn't have known if I didn't watch the show. But I did, so I know. I think the problem with this is that they're hitting all the points, but they're doing it so wrong. I don't even remember if the reviewer who shall not be named even touched on this part of the movie, because I have no memory of ever hearing about this. I only remember it because I saw it on the show. So, I don't know. Oh, God. Do you think we could have been friends in another life? Maybe if I was your great-grandfather and you were your great-grandfather? I apologize, Fire Lord. This guy is fine, but Admiral Zhao is no Jason Isaacs. That is, Captain Lorca is a good, evil, bad guy. This guy's okay. The Blue Spirit. How do you know that was Zuko? How do you know that? You don't. You have no way of knowing that. And what proof do you have, other than the fact that he's the only other person who seems to know about the Avatar? And they bought it. Huh. Not saving the Avatar? How is there... There's an hour left of this movie. How? I get hit in the face with an arrow. And then we will play Pai Sho. And I will teach you about the White Lotus piece. Yeah, obviously Admiral Zhao read the script. Yeah, just flip ahead to the part where we win. Yeah, no, see, Blue Spirit / Zuko. It's in the script. I'm so angry I'm gonna go to bed with my shoes on. Ooh, that is bold. I mean, I know it happened in the show, but it's like a lot bolder to do it in live action. His support. Who were his supporters? Was I supposed to be paying attention, or was that just a stupid line? I mean, they're not beyond your reach. You just, I guess, never bothered to go there because they weren't bothering anyone. Is Master Paku in this? Is he going to be sexist? Because Sokka hasn't been sexist, so we need someone to fill the quota. Like how Momo is just there, and they, one, have not named him, and two, have not done anything with him. Which is a shame because Momo is clearly the best character in Avatar The Last Airbender. 100% best character. Uh, the shape of Princess Yui's hair is not from the back. It looks like something very different. Why? Why did they become friends right away? They had like a whole episode to get to become friends. I mean, obviously Sokka has a crush, but like, oh, I should have said it a couple seconds ago, but there's your title for you. But he had to prove he was an airbender to like be like, oh yeah, I'm the Avatar, yay, train me. Like in the show, everyone just kind of knew who the Avatar was. I've always noticed my waterbending was stronger at night. Oh God. Okay. Uh, I apologize. I'm going to pause the movie right now. I have to step away and do something, but I'll be right back. Uh, we have paused the movie at what time are we at? We're somewhere around 57 minutes. So I'll be right back. I just have to go do something. shoot. Okay, I'm back. Evidently, while while I was gone, the movie restarted because the headphones have a pause button on them, and I took them out, and I must have hit them. Again, we were at... So, I'm going to just go back to an earlier point. I'm going to say start the movie at... Did we turn it back on? Yes. Okay, audio's back. Yeah, I know, the chair is sad. Everyone's sad to be watching this movie. I think we're at about 57 something. I wish I had the exact. If you're on Netflix, the amount of time you should have left is 47:21. That's where we're starting. I apologize. I had to go do something real quick. I'm talking to myself and not to you guys, but you know what I mean. And we're going to start now. Why would you have a feeling he would volunteer? See, the problem is they're not telling us this. Well, they are telling us this, but they're not showing it. Well, since we have about an hour left of this movie, say we need an hour more of rum. Okay, and the rest of the Coca-Cola goes inside. I feel like I'd make a pretty good mixologist. If I wasn't a YouTuber, that's what I'd do. It's fun. So is this Master Paku? Yeah. Hydration's important. That is very true. This mix is a lot more better than the other one. And did they take out Master Paku being sexist? And also, he also is like, is he like the king or the governor or whatever? I admit was not fully paying attention to, because they didn't really establish much. Oh, didn't mean to. You know, because you can kind of see the outline of his hair. And I have to say, because they established that when Aang was unconscious in the coma, his hair grew out. Was he, like, literally stopping in between missions to shave his head every day? Like, that seems like a lot of work for not a lot of payoff. I don't know. Like, you paid all the money for the Fire Nation boat set, and you put the Earthbenders in an Earth prison. Well, my nephew was murdered, so, I didn't really have another ship to hang out on. But there's no war in Ba Sing Se. How could he lose the siege? Their relationship has just as much development as Anakin and Padme's did in Star Wars. Zing! You know, I haven't seen Korra. I haven't seen the Legends of Korra yet. Do they just like go home at the end of that and hang out in their homes, or do they stay with Aang wherever he ends up living? Like when he was, I guess, I'm assuming he's gonna rebuild the air nomads. I don't know. I haven't seen Korra yet. I was waiting until after this to see Korra. That makes a lot more sense when you show us the sacred water before you tell the story. That's called show, not tell. I intend to watch Korra when this is all over. I definitely want to watch it, even though I've heard that there's some not great stuff in it, but oh boy, I'm really glad that Zuko's walking around without the fucking helmet on. Come on. Evil equals goddamn stupid. I feel like some of them say avatar and the others say avatar. Maybe it's a tomato thing. So I guess Master Paku's not sexist in this? Or does he exist? I don't know, because that could be Yue's father. I don't know. What's the problem with adapting a TV show is that there's so much and then you have to condense it. And so as a result, nothing makes sense because I keep going back and forth on thinking about stuff. I will say, they pretty much constructed the city the way that I expected it to be. I will say, the set design of this movie is pretty good with the exception of the obvious like green screen stuff. But like set design is pretty good. I'll give it to them. I'll give them set design. I will give them nothing else. Ooh, there's the ash. That means the Fire Nation's approaching. Seriously, why are all the Inuit... why are they all white? Why are all the waterbenders white? If you're from the water tribe, why are you white? Oh my god, you can't just ask people why they're white. Prince Zuko. Remember to bundle up out there, nephew. I don't want you to... You could catch your death out there. What was Zuko's plan for hanging out in that cave? Like where was he going to take Aang where they weren't both going to freeze to death? Yeah. Oh no, I didn't expect that the ice would be hard to hit. Oh no! See, I feel like firebending shouldn't work underwater. That's just me. Gotta admit, I had my doubts. Dev Patel is pretty good as Zuko. He's not as good as Dante Bosco, but, you know, they've got the, most of it good. Yeah. Oh, good, Momo's here, even though, again, they have not, like, acknowledged his existence, but he's somehow part of the team. And that bothers me. Also, it bothers me that in the show he was voiced by D. Bradley Baker and not Frank Welker, because in my headcanon, he sounds like Nibbler from Futurama. My people are long-lived and are celebrated poopers. Like, that's what I think Momo should sound like. Ah, they have the cherry blossoms. That's fun. And remember, Aang, if you die in the Avatar state, you die for real. Good job announcing yourself, Zuko. You lost the element of surprise. Evil equals stupid. That's truthfully how it is in this. He could have just, like, from behind and she'd be gone. Done. But you gave her a chance to defend herself. This is why Zuko loses. Goddamn moron. Come on, Ramanujan, you are smarter than this. You sure you're not Katara? Nice shot. Well, gotta give Zuko some credit. If I don't get the Avatar, I can't become the American Dragon, Jake Long. Oh God, that was a good show. Why are they singing? Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. And then I will take the fish out of the water and put it in a bag, and then I will kill it. Oh, that's the lizard from Star Wars, right? The one that Obi-Wan rode on Utapau? You know, right before the hello there scene in episode 3. Okay, I call bullshit. No way they should be able to survive in freezing water. I'm gonna call BS on that right there. Is he just... Is he hanging out in like a house? Well, I guess it's better than an ice cave, but... Now, is this the episode that he met Ko, the face stealer? My memories are a bit jumbled because I watched 2 a day. Release your anger. Kill the younglings, Anakin. It's the motion of the ocean. Oh, come on. You don't even keep the lucky to be alive joke? Come on. And suddenly a bunch of NPCs in Legend of Zelda games screamed out and they didn't know why. I miss that bloodhound lizard and that lady from that episode. God, this is like a special kind of bad. I mean, the battles are very, like, visually interesting, but, I just don't care. And I should, because I've seen the show. I just don't care. June. Zuko's fallen for the old Three Stooges routine. Or the old Marx Brothers routine. Whichever came first. The whole... just lean slightly out of their viewpoint. I can see why they're doing this in some random, like, house instead of a cave, because they wouldn't have a lot of breakable stuff in the cave. Yeah, no, this is remarkably dumb. Battles are cool. But, hiya! See, it's weird because we're getting Katara's narration omnisciently as if she's telling it from the future perspective, and then this one is from the present. That's confusing. I mean, I guess no one's going to tell M. Night Shyamalan no, but like... Well, now he's going to be frozen for 1,000 years, and when he wakes up, he's going to be friends with a Cyclops and a robot, who's also a bender. I would love. Do you? Because I got nothing from that scene. I don't know what he has to do. I know that Princess Yue is going to sacrifice herself and become the moon, because otherwise we don't get the great... My first girlfriend turned into the moon. And that's rough, buddy. Scene when Saka goes on his emotional journey with Zuko. But I'll die of hypothermia if you keep me frozen. Oh my god, Appa looks so bad in this. Seriously, like it's like he has a human face and it's very unsettling. I don't like it. I don't like it a lot. I think they're going toward the fucking oasis. I apologize if I'm not talking as much as I should be, but I'm trying to absorb as much as I can. Of course, the Commander Zhao? I'm pretty sure it was Admiral Zhao. What, have you stopped using naval terms? I'm going to turn the moon and ocean spirit into the best fillet of soul I've ever had. Wow, they have, like, they just can't pronounce anything right. It's Iroh, isn't it? Oh no, Yue! This is great show of power, little late, General Iroh. He's making fire out of... Isn't that what you firebenders can do? Or is this suddenly like... I thought the whole point of firebenders was they shot fire from their hands. Or is in the movie this is suddenly a power that they don't have? See, this is what I'm talking about with the stupid. Like, I thought the whole point of being a firebender was just fireball, fireball, like a D&D wizard. Like, you cast fireball all the time. Like, if you need a candle to do it, why the hell, what the hell is the point? God. I knew this movie was bad, but Jesus. He's not meant to hurt others. I would say that in the show, Admiral Zhao has something to say about that. See, like, I care about Princess Yue, but only because I've seen the show. If I just was watching the movie, I wouldn't give two shits about her. You're supposed to. See, that's another thing, is I don't care about their relationship because it wasn't developed. The only reason anyone would care about any of these relationships is because they saw the show. But speaking of purely objectively, I don't give a shit. And that could be the booze talking, but, you know. I watched the show, I cared about it on the show. It's just there's not enough development. There really isn't. Well, I guess they were clearing the way for him to get together with Suki in the sequel that never happened. You need someone to tell me how there's 20 minutes left, and it feels like there should only be like 5 minutes left. Because Yue's dead. They're about to win the battle. What else is there to tell us? I am a prince like my father before me. What's gonna happen? See, I felt like this was a lot more powerful when Aang went on Avatar state and, like, grabbed Admiral Zhao. Like, I cared more about it when it was, like, a sort of, like, take my hand and then whatever. And who knows, maybe that will still happen, but I doubt it. Gonna hydrate a little bit. Oh crap, the waterbenders are back. Oh no, their moon spirit is giving them powers again. See, I think this is like a weak sauce way for Admiral Zhao to go out. I felt like the Avatar state was way more interesting than this. Like, okay, they drowned him in a bubble. Cool. Like, was this M. Night Shyamalan's intent, or was there a lot of executive meddling? Because there's a lot of things in this movie that I just feel like don't work when you look at it from an objective screenwriting standpoint, which I have as someone who took classes for screenwriting. I know what's supposed to go into a movie. It just doesn't... I mean, listen, this is impressive. I'll give it. This is super impressive. It's also incredibly stupid, but... what are you going to do? You've worked with what you have. I apologize if I haven't been as interesting as one had hoped. There's a lot of like long swaths of absolutely no dialogue, so there's nothing for me to joke about. So I can only really joke about like stuff I hear them say. I mean, frankly, the battle scenes have been pretty good. I'll give it to them. The battle scenes are good. Other than that, not great. Just too much condensing. It's like a show that can't be done in an hour and 44-minute runtime. It's just like that was hours of content condensed, and it just doesn't work. And this isn't Avatar State. This is just waterbending. Like, Avatar State was way more interesting. Oh, now he's in Avatar State. Okay. I like the big fish monster where he was just like picking people up and tossing them. That was a lot more fun. I also feel like Katara's been like a non-entity in the whole movie. Like, she hasn't done that much. Meanwhile, she's a central character in the show. It's like, I don't know, there's just something off about it. There's just something I don't like about the way that she's been treated. Again, I think the big fish monster is more interesting. about Aang I don't like. I don't like he looks too sad. Should've got, like just the way the actor looks, he looks really sad. Should have been a lot happier. Again, I apologize. There's been a lot of swaths of, nothing to really comment on. The battles are good, but there's not a lot of jokes to be made in terms of, bending stuff. So, I haven't had a lot of opportunities to make any jokes. Oh, everyone bowing down to him. That was the whole thing earlier, that he had that whole bowing down moment. He didn't like it. And he's not really their avatar, he's the avatar. I don't know. I also don't like them bowing down. See, he looks really sad, like very unemotional, not unemotional, but it's just depressing all the time. Almost there, yeah. You're not kidding. This has been the longest movie. I thought The Mummy was long. That was 2 hours, but got nothing on this. The Mummy was fun. Actually, I'm looking forward to watching the sequels. Seriously, this Ozai is not charismatic. Azula. Ooh. I know Gray Delisle is not Asian, but jeez, oh my god, thank god it's over. Wait, you're telling me we have 9 minutes of credits? Jesus! That's a lot. I guess because it's a TV show. This has been one of the worst experiences I've ever had. And I will admit, I hit the drink a little too hard. I don't think I'm fully in the zone like I had hoped to be. But I think it softened the blow. This was a terrible movie. It was not good. The battles were good. The story sucked. There was so much that they cut out. And it's you needed that stuff, man. Why should I care about any of this stuff if they're not explaining why I should care? God, I don't know, man. Yeah, no, this is... I know Spurious. I know you warned me. Dev Patel was pretty good. Zuko was great. I loved Zuko in this whole movie. Everyone else I could do without. Zuko was great. I love Dev Patel. He was great as Ramanujan. He was great in this movie. The waterbender shouldn't have been white. That just seems weird. How much of these credits do we have left? Jesus, I'm not sitting through this whole credit. Is there an after credits thing? I don't think so. I don't think this was in the era when after credits were in vogue. So I'm just cutting it off here. I'm not sitting through this whole credit sequence, but... Wow, that movie was bad, wasn't it, guys? I apologize if I wasn't as jokey as I had intended to be. But there was a lot of swaths of just nothing. for me to joke about. Like a lot of silent scenes, which is great as from a filmmaking perspective, is great, but just from an interesting perspective was not great. But yeah, that was a very interesting movie, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it was, oh God, it was bad, man. I don't know. I'm gonna take another short break just to decompress from this, and I'll be right back. And I'll do, if there's anyone still hanging around, if you want to talk about the movie, I'll talk about it. But I'll be right back. Oh, shit. Apologies for the noise. Knocked over the empty bottle that I had sitting on the table. Okay. I have returned. I'm very... so I'm back. Apologies again for for the chair stream. I had to step away again for a moment. That was not a very good movie, and I will admit, I hit the booze a little harder than I intended to, so I'm not fully cognitively there at the moment. In the sense of the way I would be if I was completely sober and I'd be angrily decrying the movie. The bending scenes were great. A lot of stupid. They put the Earthbenders in an Earth prison. They were in dirt. That's stupid. That is ridiculously stupid. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say other than, God, how stupid this movie was. There's a lot of really dumb stuff in the movie that I'm not in love with. There was a lot of cool stuff, a lot of dumb stuff. I have to agree with everyone, this movie was pretty damn bad. And the problem is knowing what's supposed to happen and then seeing the bastardization of it is just not good. It shows you how bad the movie version is by knowing what was supposed to happen. So it's like, I think Happy Spaceman was right. He said in the chat at the beginning, knowing the show makes it worse. And it does. It truly makes it worse, and it's only because you know what's supposed to happen, and then it doesn't. And it happens in this bastardized way that is ridiculous and stupid. Yeah, it's just not good. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything much else to say. I think I'm probably going to be ending the stream fairly soon. What is it, 9:45? That's a pretty good, an hour and 45 minutes is pretty good. But more than that, because the stream was running for a half hour before we started the movie. But, yeah, so I did not enjoy the movie, in case you were wondering, in case you couldn't tell. Yeah, the show is just a much more solid portrayal of the events. Sokka is not portrayed correctly. They included Momo, but they didn't do anything with him, which defeats the purpose of having him, because the purpose of having him is that he's a valued team member, and he does stuff, and he doesn't do anything in the movie other than show up every so often to remind you, hey, Momo exists. If I had to give it a rating, 1 to 10, I would say 2 out of 10. 1 point for the bending, 2 points for Dev Patel, who is great as Zuko. Dev Patel is a great actor. He was great in The Man Who Knew Infinity, and he's great in this movie. But, God, they don't give him anything good to do in this. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it at this point. I think I'm going to call the stream here. Yeah, no one has been in the chat recently to say anything. So yeah, I'm going to call it here. Avatar: The Last Airbender, great show. I recommend watching it. The Last Airbender movie, I do not recommend watching it unless you have copious amounts of alcohol, in which case then it will be slightly tolerable. I don't think I would have been able to make it through it without having this at my side. So yeah, if you stopped by, I'm glad you did. I'm very happy to share this terrible experience with everyone else. If you're watching this on recorded, where you're watching it later, I hope you enjoyed it. You know, everything can go, you know, I'm hoping that you enjoyed watching it. And, you know, obviously you have the option of, you can really sync your thing up perfectly, because you'll know when I started it. I think there's a slight delay in terms of the stream, but yeah. So I think I'm ending it here. If you showed up, I really appreciate you showing up and supporting the show. I appreciate you supporting me in general, and I appreciate you supporting me doing stupid stuff like this. Maybe I'll do it more often. You know, I might do more, probably less alcohol reliant streams in the future. More game streams, perhaps watching a good movie. We'll see. I hope this was enjoyable for a lot of you. It was enjoyable for me, which I guess is what really matters, because it's my channel. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video or the next stream, and I will see you then. Thanks for coming.